Yeah, we are joined now on the phone by Westchester County Executive George Latimer. So, Mr. Latimer, thank you for joining us to give us an update. I understand there are 31,000 without power in Westchester County, but that there were some water rescues that were occurring. What can you tell us?
Well, we've had flooding on our parkways really since the early part of last night. They are the most vulnerable to the system that we have. If we get 4 inches of rain, our parkways are going to flood. Bronx River Parkway, Hutchinson River Parkway, and so forth, Sawmill. They call them river parkways for a reason. They're right next to rivers. And we've had some rescues that have gone with with motorists that were stranded in high water. But we've had no fatalities in terms of that. In Mamaroneck, Rye City, the communities that are on the Long Island shore Sound, there are creeks and brooks that go through those communities that dump out into the Long Island Sound. When we get heavy rain, the water backs up in those communities. We've had about 100 individuals in Mamaroneck that had to move to a shelter because their homes were not workable overnight. And we've had a lot of different issues out there to deal with where that flooding reflects itself in a local road, not a parkway. In addition to the power outages that you mentioned, we've closed the county center, which is the vaccination site that we use. We've got as many as 2,000 people through there during the peak period. It's going to be closed today, possibly tomorrow, because of flooding damage that's in there. Our Beeline bus system, local bus system in Westchester, carries the second most number of people after the New York City bus system, and that is suspended for the indefinite period of time until we know that the roads are passable and we can get people on the bus system through. And as you reported, Metro North is down, and that is a lifeline for Westchester residents to go into the city. So with school districts closed, with offices still operating under some COVID provisions, even though it's a beautiful day outside, best strategy is stay home, let us dry things out, pump out water, and try to get back to normal over the next day or two.
You talked a lot about transportation issues. We're looking at video right now of cars simply stranded, and you mentioned that there were some rescues, people being stuck in their cars, high water came flooding up. What is being done, though, to try to get these vehicles off the roadway so that people can get to possibly some emergency situations as a result of this?
Well, we towed the vehicles out of the water. They're incapacitated. But we can't do that until the standing water gets down to a certain level. Even when we put tow trucks in, it's impossible to properly attach them and go. So they stand there until the water gets down to a certain level. We pump out as much of it as we can. And we're benefiting now from the fact that it's not raining. So the waters are receding a little bit, and when it gets to a certain level, we can remove more of that water. Then we can get to the vehicles out and get them out of harm's way. But the roadways aren't going to be passable in any event. We're going to block them off. The Bronx River Parkway from Bronxville to White Plains is the first always to flood, and that road is going to be open for a while. So really, it's just a step-by-step process of getting people saved and then property saved, and then when the water's down low enough, then we can reopen the roadway.
Yeah, and you mentioned Mamaroneck in particular, right along the Sound right there. It's incredible images on social media of water rescues, people being taken out by boat from first responders. What was going on there? Were they trapped inside their homes?
Yeah, the water rose to a level where they could not access their car, and they certainly weren't going to go out and walk around in, almost waist-high water. So they needed for our first responders to come out and get them, take them in a canoe or in a dump truck in some cases, whatever it takes to get them out of their homes. We have flooding on the Mamaroneck River that affects a number of different homes, and those are the people that are right now being sheltered at an emergency shelter at Mamaroneck High School. They've gone through this before, but last week with Henri, it also happened. So we've seen, the 100-year flood happen twice in a month, and that is extremely disconcerting to people who, look at their greatest investment as their home becoming unusable to them.
It's definitely been back-to-back problems. Westchester County Executive George Latimer, thanks so much for joining us today and giving us an update on the situation in your area.
Thank you both.